Hello all and namaste. Good to see you all again. I hope you always enjoy my videos and like, share, and subscribe, as you guys are always on my mind. Even when I'm not doing videos, I'm sending you telepathically advice, energy, I would say, love and truth, and connecting to you guys on the spiritual plane. Even when you're not seeing my face on the screen, you can always connect to me. Just want to let you know that. As I'm always working on my physical life as well. So sometimes I can't quite create the right time or space, to do a real good, nice talk for you guys. And I just want it to be perfect before I even begin. But I myself am ascending faster and faster. Why do I know this? I know this because of signs and synchronicities that are happening all around me, as we have really entered the space of the Hall of Mirrors, and disconnecting from the Hall of Illusion. We're really starting to really transcend that lower level by becoming part of the fourth dimension. We are literally seeing a reflection of ourself in the outside world. We're seeing how the outside world reflects certain aspects of us. And it could be in words, it could be in signs, symbols, it could be in people that we meet, synchronicities, even people that we meet that aren't of the Most High, not treating us right. There's symbolism in everything. In the fourth dimension, we're on this training ground in between the third and the fifth, where we are starting to get that full, solid belief of ascension. The curiosity starts to lead us towards the higher of the fourth realm, where we start to know, instead of just being curious, that this is actually the truth. It's like we enter the fourth dimension by just kind of blindly believing and having faith in what we think, what we're feeling. Kind of, we feel like we know it to be true, but we're not quite sure. Our logical mind is still asking us for proof. So that's where we enter this Hall of Mirrors, this reflection existence of ourselves, where life and spirit in the fifth dimension on this side starts to show us reflections and signs and synchronicities. That is in order to tame that logical brain that's telling us, or the people surrounding us telling us, no, this can't be real, this is crazy, this can't be true, you're just a nutball. Even your own brain is telling you you're a nutball at first. Maybe you're not, but still, it's like, how could you prove it? How could I prove it to myself? That logical brain saying, prove it to me. So then we start to see these real strong signs and synchronicities leading the path, and kind of solidifying our belief in what we already know to be true, but we're still questioning. And that's where we start to reach and grasp for that higher fifth dimension, that soul part of ourselves who is sending those signs and synchronicities and symbols from our balanced right left brain system up here in the fifth, trying to connect that lower right left brain system that's still kind of in a disconnect, a discord. That's why we see, as we are entering the fourth, a lot of discord and discombobulation, because we believe in our creator side, we believe in our creator half, but yet we still have this physical aspect of ourselves who doesn't want to die, who doesn't want to leave, like we've had to leave our body behind in the past. It wants to come with, but it can't do that until it believes. So we're over here with the balanced meld of the two, where we're saying, hey body, you don't have to die. in order to respond to spirit, in order to become a spiritual body, a spiritual force. You can become a spiritual body without having death of the body, death of the physical. And that's where we're ascending to. That is a part of our ascension to the higher realms, to the fifth dimension of existence, where our logical brain finally is like, okay, I've seen so many signs, so many personal signs and synchronicities that even the outside world telling me this is crazy, this is nuts, I don't believe, trying to, put that spin on it, that's not gonna work, because, and we can't explain it to them because it's so personal. It's a personal journey once you get to that point. Like Jesus said, the path is wide to get to that point, but it comes very narrow once you get to that eye, once you start to ascend through the top. That not many people of the outside are going to see what you're seeing. Well, what it means is it's a personal journey. And a personal journey is accomplished by one person individually finding their path. And so your signs and synchronicities and symbols are going to be so personal to you that when you explain them to people, they're still going to look at you like you're nuts, because they're not going to understand. And it's frustrating, sometimes when you try to speak of it and you're like, don't you get it? But they're like, no. Well, we need to realize they don't get it because that's a personal part of our ascension journey. So of course they're not going to see it, because this part is for our personal eyes only, because it's our inner world reflecting out and showing us that our inner world is, and our outer world is melding, and it's melding through spirit. But this is something that we have to do personally before we can see our outer world ascend, our outer world joining us. And what's happening now is our outer world is experiencing this large crash. Their system is like on override, like we were, and we experienced the crash already, and now they're experiencing it. So they're starting to follow us, because now enough of us are understanding, not just understanding but believing, and not just believing but knowing that we are in fact indefinitely the creator, a part of the creator source, part of the creators. So now we in love and light, we are the ones who are creating all of it, creating their fall so that they can see too, and so they can start to get their signs and synchronicities, drop that physical world, drop that material world for a while, go within and individually find their path up to the ascension ladder. So we're just leading the way with our flashlight, our light, our individual light. And by not giving up, we are succeeding. We are strong. We are confident. We are now very strong and very confident, because the more you see your creator within reflecting in your outside world, and the more you start to see the signs, synchronicities, then you start to follow that maze trail, and the path starts opening up for you, and you start seeing the patterns in everything, the connection in everything. And you start to see the inner and outer workings of the whole entire world. You want to speak it to everybody, but it's so much information and so much to say. And you know that everybody is still very logically left-brained. That is hard to explain to them, because they need proof. They need proof like we did. They need the proof, the solid proof. And so, but now that we're seeing our lives reflecting in the lives of our ancient ancestors, we're seeing our journey, for example, following the same journey that Buddha followed, following the same journey that our Lord Jesus followed, following the same journey that many ascended masters had followed, we're starting to understand how interconnected we are with the whole entire system, the past, the present, and the future, which is, we are the future. We are the present. We are the now. We are the ones who are creating our future. So our future has many, many different possibilities out there, all existing, but we have the opportunity to grab and hold on to whichever ones we choose to hold on to. So it's like our creator source, the whole, the one, the all of existence, who has been through all of it, is us. We've been through all of it. We're a part of him, part of her, and has a path laid out of the all right in front of us for our spirit to see. And now that we've already experienced it all, we can see what path we want to choose for our future. No, we can feel, hey, that one didn't work out. So, and it didn't feel good, and it felt really negative and stiff and forceful and sad. And that's not the path that I want to choose. So we are learning to follow our intuition guide and veer off the path of anything that doesn't suit us, anything that tries to trick us on the path and say, oh, this is a great way to go. Like, for example, you see a beautiful looking individual, but then they are treating you bad, or they're treating you wrong, and you think, wait a minute, you are not the path that I want to follow. I need to follow a path where I'm going to be feeling good, I'm going to be treated good, and I'm going to stick to my own path if need be. I don't need you to be my partner right now just because you look beautiful on the outside. Well, you're rotten on the inside. You're rotten on the core. And so we can see that immediately as ascended masters that we are now, my angels and my beautiful men of light. We can see, hey, I ain't gonna choose that crazy psycho woman because she's rotten on the core, even if she's pretty. Which I don't even think right now, I don't think they'll even be pretty if they are in our existence. Chances are, once we cut ourselves off, we see how ugly even they are on the outside, that they could be real fake, but they need our energy in order to be anything beautiful. But once we cut ourselves off from anything that doesn't serve us, we're going to see how ugly it really is. And thank God we stepped away from it. And so marriage doesn't have to mean marriage that you signed in your old life previous, or I would say the past, you want to say this life, but I say once you're ascended, that's an old life. If you signed a piece of paper that said you were married to somebody and they ended up not treating you properly and manipulating you all the time and hurting you and making you feel like less of a person when you know you're better than that, but you start to believe that you're not a good person. The abuser, the cheater, the scammers of the system. If you signed a piece of paper, jumped in because you were young and thought that was the right way, signed a piece of paper that the government said was officially marriage, and then you look in the Bible and you're saying, oh, if I divorce and marry somebody else, that's adultery. And then all this guilt starts to come in and, oh, well, it says that I shouldn't divorce. Does that make me a bad? No. What you did was marry the wrong person who wasn't really your wife. It could have said your wife on a piece of paper or your husband on a piece of paper, but if they weren't treating you good, they weren't your real ascended master. Okay, so I'm gonna have to piece this together on iMovie because somebody just called and I had to hang up. But what I was speaking of, which I guess Spirit wants me to talk to you about relationships today. And the reason that I the things that I speak to you about, I want you to know that I speak to you on not just a spiritual level, but a personal level as well. It's things that I have been through in my life already, so that and now I know the purpose of all the crashes and the burns and the hard times that I have been through, is so that I can teach a different way, by leading by example, basically, and giving hope, basically. And I want you to know I don't speak of things that I haven't experienced myself. And so that it kind of gives me a credibility that I'm not just pulling this out of some guru, spiritual, although spirit always is surrounding me, and this is my spirit speaking to you, which is the spirit of source. So these are things that you're going to have to experience as you travel the same path. It's also, just so you know, like, you become a master by experience. And so it's through experience that I speak to you, and through the experience of others that I witness around me, and really seeing the way, of an ascended master. And the reason I see the way is because I made the mistakes myself, because I've seen the other way. Like, the reason I can teach you the light work or speak of the light work, and the reason that I feel confident in speaking to you, is because I have also witnessed the other part, the dark, where I made the mistakes myself, and wasn't so connected to my spiritual brain so much as my logical brain. The lower chakras had caused me to go through some pretty harsh experiences. So that's why I feel I have the ability to speak to you. But as far as relationships go, this is not just marital relationships either that I'm speaking of. It's important for people that are on the ascension path to understand that this is relationships in general, and anything of the outside world, is to understand that you are a being of heart. And if you are being treated in a controlling manner by anybody that doesn't feel good to you, that's not supporting you. And it doesn't matter if, they say the path of, what is that, the led with good intentions, the path to darkness is led with good intentions, or something. You have good intentions when you meet these people, and you want to help them, and you want to save them, and no matter what they do to you, you still show them heart, because that's the person you are, and you stay with them thinking that that's the way, because now you have children together, so that you should, cater to their needs, and you feel bad for them, because of them treating you that way, so you stick around, and by the time you do this, your whole family's lost, and this could be even a relationship with parents. They have good intentions when they think that they need to lead with an iron fist, when they need to control their children with an iron fist. Their intentions are pure, and their intentions are good, and they're doing this because that's what they were taught. So as long as they're still loving to you, but if you feel like they're still like trying to control and manipulate the things you do, and saying you did this and you did that, and you don't even want to talk to them anymore because you feel like you're getting criticized every time, just know that they're just kind of in the old school way of thinking yet. And just stay true to yourself, but still be kind to them, because they're your parents no matter what. I'm saying, when it comes to parents, even if they're doing this little kind of control game, still love them, still appreciate them, still respect them, still be kind to them, still show them all the love, and don't walk away from them, maybe physically, but, always keep in touch with them, because they could have the most pure and highest good intentions of the heart, but they're still trying to control you. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not the way we operate anymore. But it's your parents and they love you. So take that with a grain of salt. Unless they're abusing you. Abusing is on a whole nother level. You know, cutting you down, calling you names, screaming at you, hollering at you. Then that's not really your true parent of soul. Something was mixed up there, and you were entered into the wrong parents' paradigm. And so anybody who's abusing you or controlling you, if they're cutting you down because they think that's the way that they should, if they're doing it out of love, you will know. You'll feel it in the heart that they love you. But it's the abusive parents that you watch out for, that you can step away from. So, I don't believe in you can't be an ascended master if you're allowing the bottom feeder scum. I don't want to call anybody scum. The bottom feeder energy suckers, the energy, the ones who need your energy in order to survive. They need your anger, your hostility. They need to control you. They need to bring you down to their level so that they can suck and feed off your energy. Those people have not found their heart yet. Their soul is still working through the bottom lower chakras. And it's okay for you to say, no, I've had enough. Step away. You have to say that. And so when you have children, for example, and you are getting a divorce, you're in an ex relationship, whether it be a divorce on a piece of paper or an ex relationship that you weren't married to this person, but you have children with them, and they're still trying to scam you, put you down, use the court system to back them up, take them away, act like they're going to take your kids away. Just remember, for one, your kids are always going to be fine. Even if the court system doesn't work on your behalf, the kids will be fine. They have your heart. As long as you are loving from the heart, that's an individual energy that's going right to them, and they can never, ever crash too far because of you. So just always remember that if you have young children and they have to live with the scammer, manipulator, cheater, or abuser of the system, remember they're children, they're resilient, and as long as you keep your heart and you're doing good, they're going to feel that because they are a part of you. We are energy. And invisibly, they are always connected to you. So the better you do for yourself and not let that parent bring you down and get into your head and make you think you're cuckoo, and make you act out in angry, hostile ways, the better off the kids are. So hold on to yourself. Even when the kids are physically with that other parent, know that they're okay. I hope that helps out some of you, because I know in this world of illusion and darkness, with a lot of dark people, energy suckers running around, and being the fact that our system, the G word, signing the papers and stuff, isn't always on our side. You could feel like the bad one. And just remember, you're not. You have that heart. Also, you can worry yourself sick about your kids because they're with them. No kids are resilient. And as long as they're a part of you, they'll be fine. They'll grow up to be amazing individuals. As long as you can keep yourself together, and keep rising up on your ascension path, your children will be fine. And so I thought that is important for people to hear, is that your children will be fine. I think there's many of you that need to hear that your children will be fine. And just like our Lord is understanding right now, and our mother is understanding, our source Lord, source mother, are understanding that their children will be fine as well, because their children are us. And we're starting to really connect to them. We're growing up, guys. We are growing up. And, we made it through the darkness and the turmoil and the pain, through the abuser. We crawled our way out of that. Just the same, your children are going to crawl their way out of that. And they're going to be fine just as well. So this whole system just is a repeating pattern of itself. And if you're fine, your children are going to be just fine. And that fact that we're fine right now, and there's many of us love workers coming out, gives me hope that our parents up above, source parents, are fine as well. And what a beautiful thing to realize. So where I was at is that, like, when I allowed these abusers, and this was a pattern for me, over and over and over again pattern, until I understood that I don't have to let them come into my life. I'm okay by myself if necessary, but they can't come into my life anymore. Yes, I had children with an abuser, and yes, I had 2 children with 2 different abusers, 2 separate relationships, and one is living with the court, has granted him more time, and it made me crash even further down because my heart was broken. So this whole experience is a personal thing, and it's helping me to understand that the more I raise my heart up, myself up, that the better off my boy is. And he's fine. He is just fine. I'm just kind of letting it be, allowing it to be. But for one, that guy is not able to talk to me in a verbally, mentally, physically abusive way ever again anymore, because I don't allow it. If he's going to try to talk to me in any sort of lower vibrational way, I will say simply, okay, and walk away. I will not engage. I have completely disengaged from him. Also, I don't believe in that false love that I used to have for him, which I used to think I was so in love. No, that's false love. You can't be, if they're not engaging in your heart in the real way, if they're not supporting you, if they're not lifting you up, if they're not telling you good things about you, that they're not for you. And there are many energy vampires who are not connected to the heart yet in this lifetime, who we have been enabling basically with our energy. We have been allowing them to treat us that way. And this is not just relationships with a partner. This may be friendships. This may be systems above you. This may be a parent, a brother, anybody. If we allow them to abuse us, then we're allowing them to suck our energy. Even if we think we stepped away from them and they call us or text us, and we don't tell them that it bothered us, but we're still letting those thoughts run rampant in our head, like, oh my God, they said this. Why did they say that? Am I really that way? And we're thinking about what they said, and we're letting that get into our brain. We're still feeding them our energy. It's like a food source to them. We're a food source to them. Our energy, our bad energy, their bad juju that they them trying to make us feel bad, and even our thoughts, when they don't even know we're thinking these horrible things. These things are feeding their source, feeding their blackened heart, feeding them energy that they don't have, love energy that they don't have, they're not able to perceive yet. What we're doing, we think we're helping them, but we're not. What we're doing is cutting them off from continuing on their own journey, and finding themselves through crashing, through failing. That's what they're supposed to do in this lifetime, is crash and lose all the people around them that they care about, because then next lifetime they will wake up. But when we're feeding them our energy source, they don't have that seeking ability, because they don't have to seek. They don't have to seek for ways to find that in themselves, that love in themselves, we're just supplying all our energy to them, and it's not helping them. So just think of it that way. When you disengage from the abuser and say, okay, have a nice day, and walk away, they will get pissed off. They will get angry. They will realize that their energy source is being cut off. And they will start to feel starving, and they're going to start to come at you even more to try to get that energy even more. They will do this, but just stand your ground and keep saying, okay, have a nice day. And when your thoughts want to think bad things about them or bring in negativity into your system, simply don't allow it. Control that mind of yours, control that brain, and say, nope, all of this negativity is just serving to shorten my lifespan and make, it's not what you put in your body. Like Jesus even says, it's not what you consume, like what you eat or what you drink, that's killing you, because that'll go down your digestive system and it will work its way out of your body. What is really bringing us to a shortened lifespan, that we don't seem to get that 100-some plus years like they had in the Bible, we don't have that because why? We're letting negative energy suck into our body, and we have no way to release it. We're not releasing it. We're letting it swim around in our heads, and we're letting it hold us down, bring us down, and not realizing why. And so that is, in a sense, what makes you age old. Old age, that's what brings on old age. That's what brings on disease. That's what brings on stress. That's what brings on all these negative things. But once we start to understand, we could control this negative thought in our head. We could tell our bodies when it starts to hurt, I love you. Connect with your inner world. Tell yourself on a daily basis, tell your body when it hurts in a certain spot, I love you. And we start to understand that we can heal ourselves just with love energy. That's when we start to appear younger. Our anti-aging starts to go the other direction. That's when we start to feel better. That's when diseases go into remission. That's when negative people stop bothering us. That is the world, the new world, the ascended world. And it's not, if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. It's not for me to force anybody to believe it. I just know it because I'm living it. I am way older than you think. And I don't even want to put the age out there, but I mean, I get told on a daily basis, you look 10 years younger than you are. And it's like, and every time I choose love over fear, anxiety, hate, every time I understand, I could tell my cells to be happy and to love, and the more ascended information I get, the more I feel and look younger. So I know this to be true. I personally know this to be true. That's why I'm becoming a speaker and a teacher, a guider, I would say. I don't even want to say teacher, because you teach yourself. You literally have to teach yourself. But I listen to other people speak because they help guide me. And I start to see the synchronicity in what they're saying, how it's synchronizing with my life, and like, wow, they're talking about me. I'm going through that right now. And that's what I have done, following people on higher self. So I follow other people. The master teacher is always the student, always seeking, and is not too egoic, is humble enough to admit that they are in fact learning themselves. And So I'm not too proud to watch other people who are amazing individuals who are on the path maybe just a little bit ahead of me, because they give me inspiration. So what I would encourage everybody to do this week is to disconnect in a way from negativity of the thought mind, negativity of the body, negativity of the outer sources who are trying to feed your off your energy. Try to empower all of those systems and yourself by having them take a step in the background, like those negative thoughts. Not letting them run rampant in your head, and switching them to something positive. Like, you might not be ready to, you definitely don't want to tell the abuser you love them. I'm sure you don't want to go around and try to feed their ego by saying you love them or they're a nice person. That's not what I'm saying. That's no. But you could give it to them from the inside out, and just acceptance of them, but not letting them interfere with your energy field at all. By what? Not letting them get into your thoughts. Not letting them try to make you feel like, wait, maybe there is something wrong with me. No, there is nothing wrong with you. You're a beautiful, enlightened individual. Even if they have your children will be fine if you are fine, because your children have your heart. They're connected to you. So when you start to love yourself, you're helping your children from afar. Isn't that a beautiful thing? When you stop worrying about your children, you're helping your children. Isn't that a beautiful thing? All right. I would like to just do 3 cards today. Yeah, I'm going to try these card things out. Something new. Well, I do readings a little bit at home and stuff, and I'm always pretty accurate, so figure why not give this a try. I don't want to do a full crazy reading like some people do, like a whole bunch of cards and stuff, but I figured what I would do is just read 3 cards for us. And these are going to be one is going to be for the divine masculines and feminines who are ascended, already, and what they are learning right now. I'm going to pull 2. One's the feminine and one is the masculine, who are connected to each other, the real husband and wife of spirit. Even if you're not with each other in the physical, these are still going to be relevant to your journey right now. Okay, 2 cards, and then I'm going to put on top of them maybe something that's holding them back by being very left-brained, somebody that's trying to get in the way of their connection, is going to be there. And then I'm going to pull 1 more card, and this will be advice from Mother, Father, God. Ooh, Mother, Father, God has a lot to say. Okay. 1 card, 2 card, 1 for the feminine, 1 for the masculine. All right, here we go. Okay. Extra card. I think that one was for me, so I will read that later. Arrow. Okay. Now, my divine feminines and my divine masculines. We have warrior for the masculine. Be fearless and stand strong. And this came up right side up. And so it wants you to face any difficulty right now as a warrior, the warrior that you actually are, and understand that nothing of the lower realms can get to you, and start reaching up for beauty. Reach for the stars and understand how divine you are. You are a warrior, which means you protect your family. You protect them through energy, though. Not in the old way we thought, fighting physically. That is not a true warrior. We used to think the true warrior was a man who fought physically for what he believed. A true warrior of the divine. They want me to speak to you and tell you that a true warrior of divine is an energy healer. The true masculine knows when to step away from a physical experience that isn't suiting him. A true warrior stands up with his family, for his family, with energy of the heart, and allows the heart and the soul to guide him, and has his mind, if it's not giving him good thoughts, take that back seat. Warrior, once you disconnect from the lower vibrations, that heavenly warrior type woman of the higher realms will start to come in. But unless you are connected with your true heart and your divine essence, and have let go of the need to be masculine, to be arguing and fighting, that divine feminine of yours, that beautiful angel that's wanting to come into your life, will not come in, because she's already ascended. She won't allow negative energy into her field. So if you really want to get a real relationship with a real divine feminine who's beautiful and loving and kind and sweet to you and takes care of you, treats you good, and you could take care of her, if you really want that, you got to drop all that negativity. You got to control that brain. You got to control that ego. And you've also got to allow her in when she starts to come, because she's going to see you as what you are. But the second you bring up that egotistical part of you, she's going to run. She's going to come back in a little bit. And if you bring in that negative egotistical side, she might run again. But she'll still be curious about you. So she'll still keep coming towards you. But until you're ready to drop that lower, let's fight, duke it out side of you, and just be in peace and harmony, she's not going to be able to come in. So just know that. She's right here. She's grabbing at your clothes. She's ready. She's waiting for you. She's ready for you. She's kind of peeking in. I'm sure you've probably already met her. Let her in. She's great. And now divine feminines. Mother guardian. Mother guardian. Take time to reflect. And she's upside down. So ladies, when you see this divine masculine warrior of yours, the reason that you know he's your divine masculine warrior is because he's reflective of your life. He's reflecting you. And until you take time out for yourself and reflect on yourself and your inner world and what you really want out of a man and what you really want in life, and don't allow those dogs in the field to come in, and just be okay just being you until you meet that strong divine masculine who has let go of that ego, until you reflect on you, he won't be seen. you won't see him. You won't go towards him. So you got to take time to reflect on yourself. And anybody that starts to treat you bad, you need to step away from and reclaim your power. And that's where this card will flip. And you will become the angel that you are, that you're meant to be. You are that angel, that mother goddess. That's you. Look at that. She's dumping out, and I have chills right now. She's dumping out the water because she's been feeding everybody else so much with her energy. And she's been their water. She's been their source of, they've been sucking her dry, these masculine abusers. And so she's ready to let go of that. She's ready to let go of that dark water, that dense energy, and she's dumping it out. And now she's allowed to have her wings. Many of you that your mothers, either your mothers in a past life or your mothers, you're all mothers. Because you're connected to Mother Divine. You're all mothers, even if you don't have children. Most of you do. You're understanding now that the only thing that it's going to do, allowing these people to do this to you, is hurt your children because they feel your heart. They're a part of you. So if you want to save and rescue the children, save and rescue yourself first. And this is the age of Aquarius. This is what's amazing. Those stars up in the sky, resembling the age of Aquarius. What is it? It's somebody dumping that water out, dumping that negativity out of their system, cleansing the system. Mother Earth is cleansing us right now because she's understanding this. She's ejecting the ones that are hurting her from her system, as you are ejecting ones that are hurting you from your system. And now your warrior is like right here at your door. He's looking at you, you're looking at him, and you're reflecting each other's lives, and you're really realizing how divine the connection really is. And until you see this reflection, it's not going to be your man. Because the divine reflects divine. We're all one up here in the higher realms. Ladies, you want to get your wings and fly. Let go of the manipulator, cheater, scammer, abuser, and users in the system. Even if they're somebody that says they're of somebody of a power, like a governmental, whatever, let them go. Don't even let them have any space in your pot. You're divine. Everything you do is divine. Believe in you. And you will come together. You're coming together because you're learning these challenges. Together, you're dropping the hurtful ones of the past, the fake ones. The ones that pretend they're gods, but they're demigods. The ones that pretend they're your wife, but they're demi-wife. They're not your wife. They will never treat you bad if they're an angel. They will never treat you bad if they're a warrior. You will never become an angel until you stop treating people bad. You will never become a warrior until you stop treating people bad. Follow your path. It's divine. Okay. Now, I have 2 more cards, and these are the Ascended Masters above. And what this makes sense, I asked for the Ascended Masters from above to give each aspect of us advice and to come and speak to us. What do I get? Earth Guardian for the warrior, for the divine masculine. Earth Guardian, stay grounded, my divine masculines. Stay grounded in that negative energy. What? Negative? The negative is a grounder. You're the ground crew. You're the grounders of the new earth, the ground energy. And you have the Earth Guardian providing beautiful grounding energy for you right now at this time. Be that stable, strong tree trunk, that grounder with the roots that are connecting to the whole entire system, because you have the earth guardian all around you, my divine masculines, divine feminines. And look what we get. The moon. I got the moon. Take note of intuitive messages. My divine feminines. My divine feminines. This is La Luna. I look up to her every night and tell her I love her and give her a little beautiful kiss, because she's a reflection of us, divine feminines. The more we light up, the more our moon, La Luna, is going to light up and guide us with her beautiful intuition. And then what's going to happen? It comes into us. Follow your intuition, ladies, because you know what you're doing now. You are that angel. You're divine. Wow, what a powerful, beautiful reading from my first reading that I've done with the cards. And oh man, it is time to light up, guys. Lighten up. Lighten up and enjoy your journey. Stop being so stale. Stop being so stagnant. Stop listening to people tell you you can't be something. You have to do this. You have to do that. You know what? You have to do what makes you feel good. What makes you tick. Even if you want to have a little glass of wine. It's all divine. If it comes into you, you're divine. The only thing that can hurt you right now, my love workers of light, is allowing negative energy to consume you and not understanding how powerfully divine you really are. It's the only thing that can hurt you. So when that negative ex text messages you or calls you and tries to control you, or that negative friend tries to interfere in something that you have working on in your life, just say, okay, that's what you believe. Okay, bye, and walk away. Now's the time, guys. Men, stay grounded, because your lady needs you to be grounded. Ladies, get those wings, follow your intuition, and look up at the moon and tell her, hey, La Luna, I love you, lighten up. And this is our world we're creating. Don't forget, you're the creators now. So everything that you've created in your past, you created it yourself, my babies. Even if it was blind creation, you created it. So now be the creator that's not blind anymore. Be the creator who sees. The creator who is in the darkness. That's scary. That creates turmoil. You're not that anymore. You're the creator who sees. So go be enlightened, and be in peace. Love y'all. Bye-bye.